Hello beauties and welcome back to my corner of the internet. If you are new here, then my name is Mariah, also known as Live Life's Beauty, and I'm so glad that you have found me. And if you are a returning subscriber, then thank you so much for joining me again on another video. So today guys, I am on the floor because we are on the final episode. You have been following along. We have been doing a massive clean and decluttering series of my whole entire house, and we have got to the final boss level. Ugh, my fabric stash. So in this bag we have some of the clothes that I had planned to kind of upcycle. However, summer has passed, we are now into winter, so I'm going to see if any of these can be winter projects. And then in here we just have a mixture of fabric scraps, fabric that I was planning on using again in summer, and then some projects that I just haven't quite got around to. And then in here we have all of my fabric. It's just a bag of all scrap material, so I'm just going to put that to one side. I'm still kind of undecided on what to do with my scraps because I don't just want to throw them away. I do want to make use of them, but I don't know if I'm a scraps person. I did say in my last video that I am trying to figure out like what to make with scraps because I'm not really into the patchwork kind of look, but at the same time I don't just want to throw things away. This is like a red material that I've had planned to make a summer skirt with, but that time has passed and I'm going to see if I can now make a Christmas dress with this, so we'll keep that out. I did have this material which I had planned to make some aprons for, so like cooking aprons, so I might do that still because I want to make myself one and my children and my niece as like a little Christmas present. This was also like a sheer fabric and I had planned to upcycle it into kind of like a sheer layered skirt, so that might still be for next summer, so we'll put that to one side. I did want to make a like jumpsuit set, but it wasn't working out, so I am going to keep this out because I want to make this a top like this, a long sleeve top. I had this material which I had planned to make a teddy bear for somebody's son. However, that time has passed, but I might make something for my son. I might make him some mittens or something for the winter, so I'm going to keep this in the maybe pile, as in maybe I keep it out, maybe I pack it away. Got some old bed sheets. I think those kind of things will be good for lining material. I'm just not 100% sure. I got this fabric a long time ago now, and I had planned to upcycle my computer chair with this material. However, that computer chair was just beyond repair. It like snapped at the frame. Now it's not as I quite remember in my mind. I'm thinking I might make this into my tablet cover. I might make this into that, and I might make it into some cosmetic bags for Christmas because I do think that is a really pretty pink. This was from like my first project that I made, just some scrap material. I'm gonna just put that to the side because it's not quite enough to think about what I want to make. This was a dress that I made for a doll, and I think this is going to be so pretty as like a Christmas material or even a Valentine's Day material for my daughters. So I'm going to keep that out because I might make them a dress this Christmas. We'll see how much time I have with all these projects that I want to make. Then I did want to get into doll making, and I did buy this material, but I'm thinking that I could probably make the other aprons with this instead of making the dolls. But it was a really good endeavour and I really did enjoy it, so I'm going to keep that out, but for now it's going to be for the purposes of aprons. I absolutely love this material. I did make a two-piece set out of it already, so I am going to put that in the next year pile because I don't know what to make. I do have this, which again was for doll making. I could probably use it as lining with that material for something, so I'm going to put those two materials together and we'll kind of see what I can make out of those two. This is a shower curtain that I didn't want to throw away, and I thought I could make my son a really thin raincoat out of this, but I'm just not at that skill level yet, so this is going to go into the next year's pile because I don't even know if you can make a raincoat out of it. I don't see why I wouldn't. I'm guessing that that is the material. I just think I would need a bit more specialist help and tools for that. I really thought that this would be such an easy, quick upcycle. I just thought I would cut off one side, stitch it back up, and that would be that. But then I seen that this had pleats in it. I've realised that I'm going to probably have to unpick the pleats and readjust them, but that will hopefully get done soon because this was supposed to be my winter skirt. I absolutely love the material of that, and I really like this for even a tablet case or a cosmetic bag as well. I think that's really nice. I could use the rest of that fabric for that. And then in here, guys, we just have so many projects. I'm going to quickly whip through these because a lot of these, like I said, were my summer projects. Okay then, so out of that pile I have decided to keep this. This was my daughter's dress, but I kind of have visions of turning this into something. I just think it's so cute and I really like this sheer material. It's not going to be in the immediate pile, but it's definitely going to be there. Then I had this outfit that I had planned to make the two-piece set in, and I already have the trousers and the top, so I'm going to repurpose this and try to make the top instead of using the fresh piece. And then if I can't quite get the cuts that I need, then I might use the fresh piece. Then this year, guys, I'm not sure, but I hope to make my kids either a Christmas pajamas or Christmas outfit of some sort. I had brought this material, I think it's like 2 years ago now, and I had already kind of made some of the elements. We already have a top and we already have some trousers, but I'm pretty sure that these are not going to fit the intended child anymore. I'm gonna see what I can salvage and cut up of these. I think the rest of the material, I did get quite far actually. I didn't even think I got this far on that construction, if I'm honest. I thought I'd just cut the patterns out, so we'll leave that out. That is coming up soon. Then I found this skirt that was for one of my children. I'm just going to unpick the back and then put that in my kids' drawer because it will definitely fit them now. I really love that material, so we're going to keep that out. This, my initial idea was to make this into like some, I think they're called cleats, some trouser, kind of 3/4 trouser things that I've seen this influencer wear, but I'm not like a 3/4 girl and I just know I'm not going to make the most of it. So what I want to make with this is one of those collars that you kind of detach and put on outfits to just kind of jazz it up. So those are my piles for now. I did find some kind of miscellaneous things like some leggings, which I'm going to kind of cut up. I might use these to make mittens for my kids, PVC on the outside and then really nice and warm on the inside, and just make them some leather mittens, something really simple. I also have this. I'm going to keep this out just because I seen this beautiful dress idea that has just been living in my head, and it required like a lacy kind of thing like this. I'm not sure where I'd wear that to, or maybe that could be my Christmas dress, guys. Stop it. So yeah, I'm going to leave that out for now. Now guys, we're going to get onto the big boy, which is going through this suitcase of fabric. I have just so many like materials that I just brought for like a good price at the time. I do have more clothes, more kind of sheer things that was for like doll making or Valentine's Day dresses for my children, which I'm never going to get round to at this point. And then I did have this blanket that I found and wanted to make my son a matching fleece pajama set, so I might still make him that. I might make him a zip up onesie instead of a two-piece set. We'll see. I really need to get practicing on zippers, so we'll keep that out. We have a lot of spare pieces. It's been pressed up against a white top and dyed the top. I did keep this top because I thought I could use it for ribbing, but I think I'm just gonna discard of that. I have a lot of my children's old clothes because I was thinking about upcycling things. I didn't want to just throw them away, but I'm not quite there with upcycling, guys. I don't know what to turn things into, how to kind of best utilize it. A lot of those will kind of stay in that section. We have this skin tone for doll making, and these are like really light materials. They're best used for something to do with summer. I'm just not quite sure what yet. I might just make up some dolls and put them on Etsy at this rate. See where I get with selling them. Okay, this is definitely a material that I wanted to get out. This has been living in my head rent free. I'm not sure if I want to make a dress or a two-piece set out of this. I have a lot, and I didn't even realize this material, but look how much material of that there is. So that is definitely coming out again for a two-piece set or a dress. I got this again from another shop, and that was just to make my daughter a little outfit. Again, could make her a two-piece set for Christmas. That's a really nice rich royal blue. I'd brought this to practice on. I might keep that out for the festive season. And then I had this, which was waterproof, which again was leading to turning it into a raincoat. Then I have this project where I tried to DIY my own bikini, but the skills just weren't there at the time. I may try this again next summer. We have some sheer curtains, which I've kept, and that's obviously very sheer, so that's going to stay in the suitcase until next summer. Oh, this is gorgeous. I didn't even know I had this. Very satin silky material. That's given me an idea, so we'll keep that out. I think this was to go with another blue. It's my daughter's favorite color, so clearly I was just gravitating towards anything kind of like that, but I'm going to keep that there. This is really nice royal blue. Yeah, this was what I was going to make her a dress out of. Here is the material of the rest of the velvet, so we're going to definitely keep that out and get that done this holiday season. I do have some denim looking material. It's not real denim, it's like a really stretched denim. It's a lot darker than I thought it was, which is great. I had planned to make like a not a jumpsuit, like a kind of a fake dungaree with that material, but I don't think I'm quite at that level yet. And looking through that pile, there's a lot in there, so I'm gonna just keep this in here for now. I love this tie-dye, but that is definitely a summer set for the girls next year at this rate, so we're going to keep that in here. I have this fur gilet. I've had it for ages. I've never worn it. It just is not my cup of tea. I brought this again when I was first in the shop. I just thought it was absolutely gorgeous, and I had planned to make the girls some pajamas with that, or maybe even a Valentine's Day set, just to make them some pajamas. I think that print is so pretty and beautiful. Oh, I didn't even know I had this. See, I'm just finding things I didn't even know I had, guys. Again, I think I brought this for doll making purposes. It's got like a little bit of gold running through it. I'm not sure if you can see it from how far I am from the camera. We're going to leave that because we're not going to do anything with that. This is going to be another boss mode level. I think I'm going to make my son a coat using this. It's a very thick, I think it's like tweed. Well, it might not be, it might just be like a cottony thing, but it's one of those materials that you can definitely make a really nice cool jacket with. Okay, we're cooking on gas, so I'm going to leave that because I think that's going to be definitely a next year when my skills have advanced project. I'm not sure I'm going to need any black tulle for anything right now, but like I said, I want to make some fancy dresses for my daughter, so I might leave that out because that might go with the blue or the black. We'll see how we can incorporate that. I'm going to leave out these leggings because I can still make the mittens out of them, and then we can start getting the stuff back into our suitcase to kind of not see the light of day again until sometime in the new year. Okay guys, so it's pretty evident that I am not going to be buying any more fabric until I've gone through these. I've just thought in my mind that I did have another outfit that I wanted to make and I couldn't find it, which is this striped outfit, and I really want to make a two-piece out of this. If you know, I am very much in my two-piece era. I'm a bit like unsure of how I want to really construct those, but they are going to be coming. So this was on the kind of soon to be made pile, but now I have found all of these, I just don't know. So we have condensed it down, and I still think I've given myself a lot of work. However, I think it's doable if I just dedicate my time to it, which I have definitely started to do. I'm not, now I've taken everything out, I'm not really sure what I want to use for my Christmas dress material, but I think I want to definitely try and tackle this pile along with this top, but I'm not really sure because I also absolutely love this. This was more of the vibe of the material that the inspiration picture had. However, I got to do my own thing because I'm definitely not buying anything. Definitely want to make my daughter a two-piece out of this, or a nice little dress for Christmas. This is just a t-shirt that I can just make her at any time, so that can go at the bottom along with this set. I definitely want to get this used up, but again, it's not pressing, like it doesn't have to be the month of December, so that can kind of go to the bottom. Look how it's pretty much filled up already. This I don't really have any plans for. I'm not sure if it's going to give the same fanciful vibe that I'm thinking if I use it with this, so I'm going to put this at the bottom as well, because again, that's just probably going to be some tops. I don't know what I'm going to use for that, but I know I can definitely use it to jazz up something. Again, with these two, not really pressing right now, so we can put that more to the bottom. This I do want to make a tablet case with, and some cosmetic bags for some Christmas gifts. I think I just need to use it up and get it out. I think whoever gets it will be appreciative of it. So that's quite to the top. The aprons that I want to make, that's quite to the top. Then in this bag, we have a blanket that I brought for my daughter. Again, I want to say 2 years ago, and I promised to make her a dressing gown to match her sister's. Just never got round to it. But now I think instead of making her a dressing gown, because she has one, I'm going to make her a zip-up onesie. That can go quite to the top along with my son's material. Then these are kind of simple projects, like just to make a collar out of that. I say it's a simple project, I haven't done it yet, so who knows. I don't think that's going to be too strenuous, so I'm going to put that as a top priority along with this skirt. Just aligning these and using this material to make myself a t-shirt. I'm going to put that quite towards the top. Oh, the mittens, again, that can go towards the top. Whilst I'm going to put it at the top, I'm going to kind of put it like a bit under with the other red stuff, because I'm not too sure. And then this material, just purely because it's so much material in this bag that needs to get used up, we're going to put that to the top. So I'm going to get these to the top, which was the two-piece material set. I don't know if you can see that if I just bring it up closer, because it's so pretty, honestly. I don't want this to get stained, so I'm going to put it with the whites. And then I'm going to put my red Christmas dress, because that is on the list. And then my Christmas pajamas at the top of the list, along with this bag of material. That is it, guys. That is me kind of going through my fabric stash. Whilst I haven't really got rid of a lot of stuff, I've kind of condensed it. I know that a whole tote box of stuff isn't really condensing it, because realistically, am I going to make all of these projects? But this is kind of just all the winter and spring. This is kind of all of my projects for, I would say, the next 4 months, to kind of use up what is in this bin. And then as we get into next year in the warmer seasons, start going through them before I then can kind of get myself the fabrics that I really love and the projects that I really want to make. I got a lot of these fabrics as a beginner, so I didn't really know what I wanted to make with them, what kind of materials I would need to make certain projects. I just kind of got it based on the look and the price, which isn't always the right thing to do. Like I said, we're making our way through it and we're getting there one project at a time. It's just having the time to actually make those one projects. So thank you so much for joining me on the final clean and declutter. Even though we didn't really declutter anything, we just kind of moved it from one bin to another. Now we have reached the fun stage, which is actually making stuff, what we all love to do, get creating. So holiday season, I have so many ideas rattling around, and I have so much fabric that needs to get used up and given away. Oh my gosh, I'm so old, my legs hurt. Ooh. So thank you so much for joining me on this video. Do be sure to subscribe to see what I get up to going through all of these fabrics and turning them into projects, because I'm going to take you along with me every step of the way. Don't forget to live life's beauty, because it's beautiful and it's out there waiting to be lived by you, and hopefully I will see you in another video. Bye.